guys, my name is Mickey. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how me and my partner James found out that we were pregnant at 17. I'm currently 20 weeks and I'm now 18, but I was about 9 weeks when I found out I was pregnant. It kind of started with just a typical day. I was kind of emotional around that time. I just started having morning sickness about 2 weeks earlier, so there were signs that I was pregnant, but no one really questioned it too much. It probably was going through my mum's head during that 2 weeks, but she just mentioned it on this particular day when I was in my room and I was just crying a lot, and it kind of did come through my head as well that I could be pregnant. I said to Mum when she asked me if I was pregnant, I said at that time, because I was really upset, I could be. I just felt emotionally drained and I didn't care anymore. But she said that she'd go down and she'd get tests and we'd see, we'd take them and we'd see how it goes. So she went down and she bought the tests. My sister was in the lounge room at that point. She came in and she asked me what was going on. I said that Mum went down to go buy tests because she thinks I'm pregnant, and she just laughed, I guess, being a typical 15-year-old sister. Mum got back with the tests and I went and took one. It felt like literally it felt longer than 5 minutes after I took the test for the result to come up. It did come up as positive and 3+ weeks on there, so I was over 3 weeks. And my sister was the first one to see that it come up as that, and she just looked up and she said, "Mum, have a look." And my mum turned around and looked, and all my mum did was laugh, and I was kind of relieved that my mum had laughed at that, because I started panicking after I just took the test and it made it feel like a lot longer than 5 minutes. After my mum looked and she just started laughing, I looked at it thinking that it could have been negative, but it was positive. And it just didn't feel all that bad for that split second, just because my mum had been laughing and my sister was supportive around that time, just after it come up. Then my mum said, "You're gonna have to tell your dad," and I said, "I know, I will tell him." And she wanted me to tell him that day, and I was just thinking I'll tell him when he gets home. So I waited about 2 hours and he come home from work and I said, "Can I tell you something?" And he turned around and he said, "Don't tell me you're pregnant." So I kind of smirked at him "Okay, I won't tell you, it's okay, don't worry about it." I went back into the lounge room where my mum was, and my mum said, "You need to tell him. Do you want me to tell him for you?" And I said, "Yes, can you please tell him for me?" So she went into the kitchen. She said, "Mikia's got something she needs to tell you, but she's too scared to. So come into the lounge room and we'll talk." He came into the lounge room. I was sitting on the couch, and Mum told me to go grab the pregnancy test. I grabbed the pregnancy test and showed my dad, and he didn't believe that it was mine, because obviously my mum had 4 kids just before I fell pregnant, pretty much straight after each other, so he didn't really believe it. He thought it was a joke. Then my mum told me to grab the receipt to show him that we bought it that day, and he kind of went quiet. He didn't talk to me for about an hour. I then messaged James, who is my partner, and said, "Can you come over? You really need to come over tonight. Just whatever you can do to come over." And he said, "Yeah, I'll catch the bus over and I'll stay the night." And I was like, "Yeah, cool, whatever." I just need you to be here. So then after that, my dad took me out the back just before James got there, and he said, I'm not quite happy with like the fact that you are pregnant, but I will support you like no matter what, and I'll always be there if you ever need me. And I think he was still getting his head around it, but he was trying to say like, it's okay, don't worry, I'm not as mad as you think I am. So that kind of made it a little bit better. And then everyone was kind of sitting in the lounge room waiting for James to come, so then I could tell him. James got to the door and I kind of said, can you come to my room? Like, I think James was kind of surprised, but he'll tell you his side of it. So I dragged him into my room and I closed the door and I said that I needed to tell him something, and he was just sitting there. I don't think he knew how to take what I was going to tell him. It was like, what is it? And I pulled the pregnancy test out from my pocket and I showed it to him and I said I was pregnant, and he kind of laughed, but I don't know how he thought about it at the time, but he'll tell you that himself. And that's pretty much how we both found out we were pregnant. A few days later we went and got an ultrasound to find out exactly how many weeks I was, which made it feel more real. But yeah, I'll go into how I told my grandparents, who I'm currently living with now, and I'll get James to explain how he told his parents, because I was not around when he did tell his parents. And thanks guys, hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks, bye.